By telling you this, though, I'm trusting you more than I trust most people.
Good, because I'm about ready to punch you.
It's probably nothing, but even if it is, there's no skin off our teeth. The guy in the pizza parlor is a friend from the Bureau.
Who's Stinky Man?
Saying for years, the FBI has been hooked into the library system keeping records.
Mm-hmm. Assessing fines.
Monitoring reading habits. Look, certain books are flagged. Books on, say, nuclear weapons and Mein Kampf. Anyone who checks out a flagged book has his library records fed into the FBI's computers from then on.
Wait. How is this legal?
Legal and illegal, these terms don't apply. Well, you can't use the information directly. It's just a useful guide. See, it might sound silly, but you can't get a library card without an ID in a current phone bill. See? So they run a list, precisely. If you want to know who's reading Purgatory and Paradise Lost and Helter Skelter, the FBI's computers will tell us. Could give us a name.
Couldn't. Could get a name of some college kid writing a term paper on 20th century crime.
At least you're out of the office. Get a haircut.
You know all this.
I don't. Neither do you.
Exactly.
Hey guys, this is crazy, okay? I just going to bed the other night, you know, I've always done this. I like to watch a movie while going to bed, you know, go to sleep. And I decided to watch Seven. I hadn't seen it in a while, and then the scene comes up, and then I thought, you know, this is predictive programming, because we wind up with the Patriot Act, and, you know. Okay, get this. Like the clip you just saw, we get the Patriot Act, which this is, of course, predictive programming. But dig this. This movie was released September 22nd, 1995. Alright. September 11th doubled as 22nd, right? But get this. I told you about the synchronicities I've been having. About the gas, remember? It was $2.27. Take some, if you take 22nd, 22, and you divide it by the movie's title, 7, it gives you pi. 3.14, just like I did in the video. You can go back and watch it. But God, how much crazier can this world get? Man, I mean, the synchronicities are just really flowing. But of course, this is just another form of predictive programming, where he says certain books are flagged, you know, Mein Kampf, nuclear weapon books. But then, and he says, then that person's information is fed into, from their library records, it's fed into the FBI's database, and you can't get a library card without them knowing who you are. So, but then keep in mind, they don't, you know, most people don't catch it. They're not looking at flagged books. They're asking about Chaucer and Dante, and you know, that's not, they're not asking about flagged books. So that gives it away. He says the FBI has certain books flagged. Of course, I mean, you know, the movie Conspiracy came out a long time, or Yeah, what was it with Mel Gibson? Is that even the title? I'm not sure, but where he's Mel Gibson, if he buys Catcher in the Rye, uh, he winds up getting waterboarded all the time. Uh, the point is, Morgan Freeman says that the FBI has certain books flagged, and then that person's records are automatically put into the database. But they're not asking about, when they got the FBI guy, the spook, to look for uh, this guy, John Doe, Kevin Spacey, or a whole list of anybody that's checked out, Chaucer, the Canterbury Tales, or uh, Dante's Inferno, or uh, that's not even the flagged books. That's not in that category. So, predictive programming. But then I decided to check the movie release date, and what, to my surprise, was September 22nd, 1995. Now, I told you 22 and 7 are important numbers. And I have been aware of for a long time, that 22 divided by 7 equals 3.14, or pi. And this just keeps coming up. It just keeps coming up. Matt and I were talking yesterday, and there was. I just happened to look at the clock, and it was 3:33. I even said something to him about it. But we were talking about the is thing that he just talked about in his last video at Quantum of Conscious. If you're new, Matt at Quantum of Conscious, please go check out his channel. Most of you, I know, are really here because of him, to be honest, but there may be some of you here that aren't aware of Matt. So his channel name is Quantum of Conscious, and he's a big thinker and great communicator, so go check out his channel. But good grief. Yeah, September 22nd, 1995. And I was telling Matt yesterday about the stuff that happened at Waco, and I think I'm gonna do a video on that later, regarding. I'll tell you this: if you can find it, watch Rules of Engagement, a documentary about Waco. It really covers up, or covers it very well, and you get to see exactly how demonic Chuck Schumer is. I mean, the guy is praising them for killing these people. There's FLIR video showing that as the people that were running out of the back door were trying to escape the fire, there are at least 2 prone people laying in a prone position, firing machine guns at these people. Anyway, that's another story. I just wanted to get this clip out to you to show you predictive programming, even as far back as 1995. Of course, we know it goes farther back, but this one scene where he's talking about, look, Mein Kampf and Dante's Inferno. Mein Kampf and nuclear books and things like that. And they, if you were to look like you do now, if you were to look up pipe bombs or something like that, then, but they're not looking for those. So why would that do any good? And then he says, how do you know this? And he says, I don't, and neither do you. All right, think bigger. What about the YouTube algorithm? All right. What about the simulation theory or the matrix doing the same thing to us, marking us in a certain way? Like particularly me, 22 and 7. For some reason it keeps feeding me that. It just struck me as almost hilarious that I'm watching a movie that's titled 7. I decide to check the release date, and it just happens to be September 22nd. And not even a week or two ago, I made a video about the gas price being $2.27. And I know that 22 divided by 7 is pi. And I knew that before I bought the gas. And I keep getting this crap. It keeps getting fed to me. So it's just amazing. And on top of that, the point of the scene is that they're not even looking for the flagged books, but yet they come up with a list of people anyway. So the Patriot Act was passed on October 26th of 2001, or signed into law on that date. And so we're looking at, what, 6 years and a month or so? And I haven't even broke that down into how many days, and I would guarantee you it's going to wind up into being some kind of number that has something to do with it. I hadn't even done all that. I'm just talking about the release date of the movie and when it was, or what it's titled, and then on top of that, the predictive programming aspect of it. And if you take that, just that scene, the aspect of it, what they're doing, and put it even on a bigger scale, say with YouTube, and then put it in a bigger scale, the FBI, and a bigger scale, the matrix system. You know, it's almost hilarious. It's scary, but it's just hilarious that they just keep. For me personally, this gets put in my face every time I'm turning around, you know. So I'm sure that if you notice, there's something that keeps popping up to you as well. And but you've got, I don't know, maybe you've got to give yourself completely over to this idea like I have, because I don't take anything off the table anymore. Everything is, if it can happen, it will. Anything is possible at this point. And I have let go of that. It is ingrained in my spirit that anything can happen, you know, from now on. So I don't know, maybe you have to let go that way to see this stuff. I have no idea why this is happening. But anyway, everybody have a good day. And I'm still working on the 9/11 video. I'm going through a bunch of old FLV files, because way back when I downloaded this stuff, you know, it was in FLV. You know, back then you would download, and that was the format. So you can actually get them in AVI now, or MP4 or whatever. So anyway, y'all have a good day, and until I see you again, have a good one, and please try to be good to everybody else.